What's up, you guys? Teller checking in for some bantamweight action here. As a lot of you guys already know, I missed this fight on the full prediction video for UFC 304 because it was added right after I recorded, and it's a great addition to the card. Jake Hadley steps in on short notice to take on Caolan Laughran, as Caolan Laughran was supposed to be taking on Ramon Tavares, who is a very dangerous fighter, just so you guys know. And Tavares did get hurt. He's been putting in work with Uriah Faber over at Team Alpha Male, and he's already a nasty boxer, a nasty striker. He had a big victory on Dana White's Contender Series. He's been looking really good. Just keep an eye out for Ramon Tavares. But Jake Hadley steps in here and he's jumping up in weight, right? Jake Hadley's been fighting at the flyweight division. He's now fighting up in the bantamweight division. Now that's a very interesting narrative going into this fight because Hadley actually still does have the 1-inch height advantage and a 2-inch reach advantage. So he has a longer frame. I'm very curious to see how he fills up and how he looks when he's standing next to Laughran at the weigh-ins and the stare-downs. I'm interested to see that. Jake Hadley does have his back up against the wall as well. That's something that you have to take note. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. In fact, he is 2-3 since joining the UFC. So he has a losing record after getting that W against Mitch Raposo in Dana White's Contender Series. But you can also note the fighters that he's losing to are high-level fighters like Charles Johnson, Cody Durden, and Alan Nascimento. He thought that he actually defeated Charles Johnson, and that was a very close fight. Okay, I think it may have even been a split decision, if I remember correctly. It was taking place in St. Louis, so Charles Johnson had the crowd behind him. That fight could have went either way, and I would still say that it wasn't Hadley's best performance. He was dropped at one point in time in that fight. He came out hot in the first round. He was pressuring Johnson, but Johnson did counter him and land that big shot there, and the third round was a close one. But I do like the fact that Hadley is coming into this fight with in my opinion, a bigger fire lit under him where he needs this W. Now, if he loses this fight, most likely he won't be cut by the UFC since he is stepping in on short notice. But you don't want to go on a 3-fight losing skid. It doesn't matter the level of competition. You do not want to lose 3 fights in a row. So I think Hadley will have a bigger fire lit under him. He will be extremely motivated. And even though he was not training for this initial date, right? He wasn't training to fight on the night, and Caolan Laughran was training to fight on this date, which is an advantage for Laughran. I would still expect that Hadley, at 27 years old, being a young fighter who's coming off some losses, is living in the gym. I really would expect that to be the case. And the bump up in weight, maybe he fills into the bantamweight division just fine because he's been kind of scrawny. He's a young dude. We've seen a lot of fighters have a lot of success coming up in weight, a la Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira. You guys can comment below a couple other names you could think of. Some of these fighters that were young in their career, they finally bumped up a weight and they look better than ever. And I think that may be the case for Jake Hadley. So I like the step up in weight here. How do I see this fight playing out tactically? I think that Jake Hadley will have a slight advantage in the striking department. I think that he's a little bit more fluid with his boxing skills and his kickboxing skills. While on the other hand, Caolan Laughran is more stiff. He's stiff and plotty, but somehow he has success. He throws these combinations and he does land. It's kind of accurate, but I would expect Hadley to get the better of those exchanges, fighting out of the southpaw stance. I think he can get his rhythm going there. And I think eventually it will be Caolan that would probably be shooting for a takedown in this fight. That's something that he really likes to do. He likes to use his size and his muscle to kind of bully his opposition in the cage with the grappling. And I could see him attacking Hadley in that avenue. And you remember in the Alan Nascimento fight, that was a problem for Jake Hadley. You remember he was controlled down on the map by the larger fighter there. And, you know, Hadley needs to be on his P's and Q's there. If he gets taken down, he has to work his jiu-jitsu, work his way back up to standing and start to use the striking advantage that I think that he may have here. And even though he has that striking advantage, like I said earlier, he did get caught by Charles Johnson on the feet. So if he gets a little sloppy, don't be shocked if Laughran has a little bit of success there. But as it plays out over the long haul, I would still expect Hadley to land at a higher clip. So where am I going with my pick? And where do I see the value in regards to the betting line? Hey guys, real quick, just remember we are powered by BetUS. Sign up through the link in the description of this video. Get a 125% match on your first 3 deposits. Nobody's giving out those types of match bonuses like BetUS. And if you guys do that, let me know so I can give you an additional gift.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.
All right, I want to say this first and foremost. This is a fight that I'm going to be very excited for. Now, my mother's father was a full-blooded Irishman. Okay, his family, my family, his parents came over from Ireland. They worked their way to New York through Ellis Island and all that. He was buried in a green suit. All right, I'm a quarter Irish, so I got the Irish blood flowing through my veins. I'm rooting for Laughran to win this fight, but I've also liked watching Jake Hadley perform in the octagon, and I don't want to see him fall off the cliff and leave the UFC. So I really would like to see him bounce back into the winning section as well. Both these fighters, two of the younger, brighter stars representing that region of the world, both former Cage Warriors champions. I was going to cheat you guys out and say that the value is on Jake Hadley, which I firmly believe is the case. I do believe the value is on Jake Hadley, which right now he's a plus 170 on BetUS. I think that the value is clearly on Jake Hadley because I think this is a very close fight, and I would not want to be coughing up anything near minus 210 on Caolan Laughran. Okay, and I was going to cheat you out and say the value is on Hadley, but I am slightly leaning towards Caolan's way. But I'm not going to do that to you guys, all right? I'm going to settle in. I'm going to put my boots into the dirt, kind of rotate them around a little bit so the dirt kind of surrounds the edges of them. I kind of get stuck in the mud a little bit here. I'm setting my feet in, and I'm going to stick with the Jake Hadley pick to win this fight. I'm picking Jake Hadley to win this fight, all right, guys? The fluid, well-rounded fighter, the career mixed martial artist. I'm going to say that he has a little bit more success in this fight just being the fighter that is hunting the damage, right? Looking to land damage. We saw Caolan bloodied up in his last fight against Angel Pacheco, who's not the most skilled. He's a tough dude, but he's not the most skilled. And I think Hadley can have success bloodying Caolan up in this fight. It will look good for the judges' scorecards. Well, Caolan will be looking to drag him down, take it back and whatnot. And if Hadley can defend that, it will look good for the judges' scorecards. And I will say Jake Hadley bounces back with a win in the UFC, and I'll be happy to see that as well. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I'll be slightly leaning towards Caolan's way. All right, guys? So that is my pick there. Comment below. Let me know. Are you guys in agreement with the pick? Where do you see the value in regards to the betting line? And just tell me how you guys see the fight taking place overall. I really hope to see all you guys in my fight companion. Remember, get your camera and your microphone ready, and you guys can join me as we will go live for the main card at 10 p.m. Eastern. Please like this video. Please subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me. I'm making a big push with the channel, and I need your guys' help. So please, guys, all right? And if you want my official plays for the card, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Follow me on all my social media. I appreciate you guys so much. Have a great week. Can't wait to see you guys Saturday. Signing out. Teller.
The teller.